The name of the book is The Wizard of Oz, and it's by Frank Baum. And this is the Good Witch of the North that's talking, and she says, "You simply click your heels together 3 times and tell the shoes where you want to go. In 3 steps, they will take you to Kansas or anywhere else in the world you might wish to go." And I chose that because I loved the musical, and she said that, and then Dorothy clicked her heels together 3 times and said, "There's no place like home."
My book is The Twits by Roald Dahl, and the quote is, "A person who has good thoughts cannot ever be ugly. You can have a wonky nose, a crooked mouth, a double chin, stick-out teeth, but if you have good thoughts, they will shine out of your face like sunbeams, and you will always look lovely." And the reason I picked it is because I think it reminds people to think positive and things will turn out.
My book is Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. I love that quote because you can. When you really try, you can go anywhere you want.
Good morning. My favorite book that I chose is Charlotte's Web by E.B. White, and I've talked about this book a lot with all of my students. It's a favorite of mine because of the unlikely friendship between Wilbur and Charlotte. And my favorite line is the ending. I reread it this morning and it almost made me cry. It's just so touching. And I think that when a book brings out those emotions, you know that it's really good writing and a really good book. So the ending line is, "Wilbur never forgot Charlotte. Although he loved her children and grandchildren dearly, none of the new spiders ever quite took her place in his heart. She was in a class by herself. It is not often that someone comes along who is a true friend and a good writer. Charlotte was both."
Good morning, boys and girls and staff. I have so many favorite quotes from so many favorite books. One of my favorites is this book, I'll Love You Forever, by Robert Munsch. Robert Munsch is an awesome children's author. He's from Guelph, Canada, and the quote is, "I'll love you forever, I'll love you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be." And I read this book to my 3 boys for years. As a matter of fact, Will's 20 and I'm still reading it to him. Just kidding, just kidding. Okay, I have to do a second book. Okay, we've been reading this book using the document camera for like every day after recess, and it's a really awesome book. And the sketches in it are fabulous. Okay, and the quote that I love from this book, which I highlighted, is, "Maybe it's the same with people, Hugo continued. If you lose your purpose, it's like you're broken." So purpose is like there's a reason you're here. And if you don't have that sense of purpose or that sense of reason, then you lose who you are. And it's kind of deep for elementary, but I loved it. So, and the kids are loving this book as well. So these are my 2.
The book I chose was Chrysanthemum by Kevin Henkes, and my favorite line is when he says, "Her name is absolutely perfect." And I love that because it teaches our kindergartners that each one of them are special in their own unique way.
My favorite book is The Cat in the Hat, and my favorite line is, "Have no fear," because as adults and students, we should not have any fear. We just need to go for what we want.
My favorite book is Oh, the Thinks You Can Think, and my favorite line is, "Think left and think right, and think low and think high. Oh, the things you can think up if you only try." And I think that because I think that everyone should try, and that's what we do here.
Okay, my favorite book is The Giving Tree, and my favorite quote is, "Come boy, sit down and rest." And the boy did, and the tree was happy. And this book always makes me cry, especially when I get to that part. It just reminds me of my father, and I love my dad, and he's given me everything that I've ever wanted.
The book I picked is called Read All About It, and it's written by Laura Bush and her daughter Jenna Bush, and Laura Bush is married to former President George W. Bush. And this is the line I picked. In this book, it's a story about a little boy who does not like books and doesn't like the library. And the librarian is named Miss Libro, And she told him, "Tyrone, the library is a wonderful place. You never know who you're going to meet in a good book." And in our class, we meet a lot of great characters in books. In fact, we're doing a character study this month. Enjoy books!
My favorite line is from Dr. Seuss, and it's, "The more you read, the more you know, the smarter you grow." I like it because it just really emphasizes how important reading is, and the more you read, the smarter you get.
My favorite book is The Little Engine That Could, and this is by Waddy Piper. The line in here that's my favorite is when the little engine says, "I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can." And this is a story about a train that came along and helped all the animals and the toys and pulled them up the hill. And at first he thought he couldn't do it because he was little. So the reason why that I like this story is that even though that you may be little, if you put your heart to it, you can do anything that you want to do if you have the confidence in yourself. So boys and girls, if you try your best, you can do great things.
My book is Thank You, Mr. Falker by Patricia Polacco, one of my favorite authors. And one of my favorite lines is, "Almost as if it were magic, or as if light poured into her brain, the words and sentences started to take shape on the page as they never had before." I love that moment when boys and girls, students in my class, have the light bulb go on and they have an aha moment and understand what I'm talking about.
The name of my book is Because of Winn-Dixie. And I picked, yes ma'am, that's right. Now I have to tell you, I was a little Miss Know-It-All. I was a Miss Smarty Pants with my library full of books. Oh, yes ma'am. I thought I knew the answer to everything. And I picked this line out of the book because I think it's real important that we all know that every day is a new day and we're constantly learning and changing.
Because of Winn-Dixie. Hi, my name is Indian Opal Baloney, and my daddy the preacher sent me to the store last summer to buy a box of macaroni and cheese, bag of white rice, 2 tomatoes, and I came back with a dog. And I picked that book because I love the Southern accent in it. I love the characters and how they all work together to just bring a great story to life.
This is my favorite book, All the Places You'll Go, and my favorite quote is in here. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the guy who'll decide where to go. And I love that quote because when my girls graduated, I bought them this book, and it means that their world is their oyster, they can do anything they want in their lives, and I hope they make good choices, and I hope you do.
My favorite book is Pete the Cat. I love my white shoes. My favorite line is, Pete the Cat was walking down the street in his brand new white shoes. He loved his white shoes so much he sang this song. I love my white shoes, I love my white shoes. And I love this book because we like to sing a lot in preschool.
And my favorite book is The Rainbow Fish. And my favorite line is, "This is my advice. Give a glittering scale to each of the other fish. You will no longer be the most beautiful fish in the sea, but you will discover how to be happy." And it's all about how to make friends and how to share, which is a great thing to learn in school.
Hi, I'm Miss Carly, and my favorite book is No, David. My favorite quote is, "No, David, no!" I'm a preschool teacher, and my kids are learning to read this page, and they love to read No, David.
All right, and my favorite quote comes from, I'm Miss Angel, and my favorite quote comes from The Kissing Hand. And it's special to me because I still do this with my children at home, my personal children at home, every day. And it's, "Chester feels his mother's kiss run through his hand and his arms all the way to his heart." And that's our favorite part at home.
My favorite quote is, "What are men compared to rocks and mountains?" from Pride and Prejudice, and it's my favorite because it really shows us how humble we should be compared to nature, how amazing it is.
Hi, I'm Ruth Ann Lang, and I picked Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss. Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. I picked that because it seems very inspiring about all the great places we go to at Harvey Swanson.
My favorite children's author is Cynthia Ryland, and this is a book I love called In November. Here's a page I love. In November, the trees are standing all sticks and bones. Without their leaves, how lovely they are, spreading their arms like dancers. They know it is time to be still. I like this because it's very descriptive but simple, just like most of Cynthia Ryland's books.
Now, if that doesn't get you fired up for reading, I don't know what will. Remember, have hawk pride, have respect, act responsibly, work together, keep safe, and enjoy March's Reading Month. We'll see you next time.